I just shut the book, kept it by my side and closed my eyes because all I wanted to do was open my window and throw the book away. Hey guys, I'm Sneha and you are watching my channel Book Junction, and finally I read the book The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides, and this is my copy of the book. I just want to put this disclaimer out that if you have already read the book and if you love this book, if this book is your favorite book, then please don't watch this video because I'm going to say some really negative things about the book and I don't want to hurt your feelings. So please don't watch the video so that you are not hurt. And yeah, now let's get started with the video. Now, I don't really think that I have to tell you about this hype that has been created around this book, because it's like everyone has been reading this book, everyone has been, talking about this book, and this book is obviously the New York's bestseller, and it has also won a couple of awards. So we do get to see such sudden waves of hype around some books, and it is something that is actually pretty common in the book industry, so I'm not very surprised. Now the thing is, does the book live up to the hype? And that's exactly what I'm going to cover in this video. But before that, I will tell you a little bit about the plot of the story, and then I'll discuss what are the things that I like about the book and what are the things that I absolutely hate about the book. So the book is about Alicia, who is an artist, a painter, and she is married to a fashion photographer, Gabriel, and their married life seems perfect. They are happy together, and Gabriel is like really caring and he is really concerned about Alicia's well-being. So it's like their life is next to perfect. However, one fine day when Gabriel comes from work really late, Alicia shoots him right in his face 5 times and then she never speaks. Like, she just becomes silent and she neither defends herself nor does she claim that she is guilty of the crime. She is just silent. She does not say a single word, and that's why the name of the book is The Silent Patient. Now, since both Alicia and Gabriel were famous, as she is an artist and Gabriel was a fashion photographer, and also because of this mysterious silence of Alicia, the case is blown out of proportion by the media, and to keep everything under the wraps, Alicia is sent to this mental health care center, and this facility is called The Grove, and it is situated in the south of London. Now, on the other hand, we have the narrator, who is Theo, and he is a psychoanalyst, basically a therapist, and he is the one who is narrating the story. Now, he is completely obsessed with Alicia's story because being a therapist, he feels like he can cure her, he can make her speak, and he can solve this mystery. So he is completely obsessed, and even though he works at a good place and earns quite a good amount of money, everything is perfect in his life, but because he is so obsessed with the case, he gets himself employed at the Grove where Alicia is admitted, and then he becomes the therapist to Alicia, and then we get to see their therapy sessions. Now, obviously, Alicia is the silent patient and she does not say anything in the therapy sessions. So how does this story continue? So for that, there is a diary, basically a diary where Alicia used to write everything, and that diary is used as a tool by the author to continue the story so that we get to know what is going to happen and what happened. Okay, so this is basically the main plot. Now, there is also this Greek mythology reference in the book that is pretty fancy. Now the mystery is pretty clear. Will Theo be able to make Alicia speak? And if she will break her silence, then what will she say? Will she tell us that she did kill her husband? And if she did, then why? And if she didn't, then why did not she defend herself? So there are a lot of questions, and obviously I'm not going to tell you any of that, and I also cannot get into detail about anything else because then things will get spoilery and I don't want to spoil anything. But now I will tell you what I liked about the book first to lighten this up, and then I'll talk about all the things that I absolutely hate about the book. Like, oh my god, there are so many things that are just disgusting. Alright, so the first thing that I liked about the book is that it's definitely a page turner, and this is also the main selling point about the book. A lot of people who have read this book have said this thing, that the book is absolutely unputdownable. That is, once you will start reading the book, you have to finish it. So especially if you're going through a reading slump, I'm definitely sure that this book will bring you out of that phase, because when you will start reading this book, you will finish it. I finished this book in one sitting. It took me a few hours and I finished this book. So basically the chapters in this book are like really small. So since the chapters are so crisp and small, it's very easy to get from one chapter to the next one, because when you finish one chapter, you are like pumped to read the next one. So these small chapters have really added that page turner thing. And also the writing style is like really crisp and factful. The writing style is not poetic or flowy or anything as such. It's just simply factful, and it's not very metaphorical as well. It just tells you the fact. The next thing that I liked is Theo also went to therapy, and his therapist was this woman named Ruth, and I really loved those part where he discussed about his therapy sessions with Ruth, and I really loved those quotations as well, and I will definitely write down all those quotations in the description box, so definitely check that out. And these 2 points were the only things that I liked about the book. Now let's move on to the things that I absolutely hate about the book, and you will know why I am so annoyed. Now, one of the major reasons why I am annoyed with the book is that this book is borderline fatphobic and sexist. I'm not saying that the book is completely fatphobic and sexist, but it's somewhere there around the lines. So basically there is this woman named Elif who is also a patient at this mental health care facility, and the way she has been described, I didn't like it. I think it was really fatphobic. So basically the narrator Theo is telling us over and over again, whenever she comes in the picture, she is described as monstrous, evil, and a very bad person, and she is shown in a very bad light. And Theo always makes sure to mention that she is overweight and she is massive, and it feels like he wants to say that she is monstrous and evil because she is massive and she is overweight. Now I will definitely give you an example, and it's basically my evidence to prove that my point is right, and I have marked it. So let me just read out a sentence that will definitely make you believe that what I'm trying to say is real. So I'm reading out these lines. Up close, Elif was even more intimidating. It wasn't just her massive size, but also the rage etched deep into her face, a permanent scowl, and angry black eyes that were quite clearly disturbed. That part where he says it wasn't just her massive size. So what are you trying to say? That her massive size, first of all, massive size is responsible that she looks like intimidating and angry and all of that. It just seems so shallow. It seems so disgusting. And when I read this part, I was just beyond irritated, because what the hell? Another thing that I did not like about the book is the way therapy has been shown in the book. I did like the therapy sessions that happened between Theo and his therapist Ruth, but the way therapy has been shown between Alicia and Theo, it was so problematic. Like, that's not how therapy happens. It's like all boundaries were blurred, and I feel like if you are someone who is dealing with some really serious mental health issues, and if you are considering to go to a therapist, stay away from this book, because this book might scare you off because of the way therapy has shown in the book. And there were instances of therapy being done very carelessly, and that was also very, very triggering. So definitely stay away from this book if you are considering to go to a therapist, because I am really sure after reading this book you won't want to go to one. And lastly, I want to talk about the twist that happens in the end and the climax of the book, because when it comes to a thriller, the climax is the deciding factor whether it was a good read or it was a bad read. And trust me, the twist was so annoying and it was so bad that, while I was reading the book, when that twist happened, I just shut the book, kept it by my side and closed my eyes, because all I wanted to do was open my window and throw the book away. Like, I was so angry, and I haven't been this angry for so long. Trust me, that twist is not a twist. It's a scam, it's a fraud, it's just simply fooling your audience. It's like telling a story in a certain way and then suddenly you come to a point where you just completely change the narrative, and it's so foolish, it's so stupid, it's so scammy and fraudulent. I can't even get started. Now trust me, even if there was a single slight hint somewhere that I might have missed, I would have been glad about it, because okay, I missed it and that's why I got fooled. But no, there were no hints. It was completely a scam. It's like you were telling a story in a certain way and then suddenly you change everything, and it does not make sense. Like, trust me, the way it's written, it just doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry, I was not surprised, I was not thrilled, I was just scammed. I felt like I was cheated. That's the word. I felt like I was cheated, and honestly that's what the author does to you with his book. He cheats his readers the way he brought that twist. Now I won't say that the book is predictable, because you cannot predict something that will happen like out of context, and that will happen because they will fool you, right? So it's not predictable from the beginning, but once that twist comes, everything becomes very clear, and there is nothing much left for you, because anyway you're just cheated. You feel so annoyed. I mean, there's no point in reading the book. It's like you're reading the book thinking something else, and then suddenly this twist comes up and you are fooled, you are cheated, and then you just have to read the rest of the book, and by the end of the book you're like, wow, what the hell was even that? I paid money to be cheated, I paid money to be scammed. And this is not a thriller, and this is absolutely not a thriller that should be hyped this much, that should earn all these awards, because there are definitely better thrillers that should get awards, that should be given the recognition that they deserve. But no, this book has suddenly, I'm absolutely speechless, and I'm just so angry. I do not talk like this in front of the camera, but I'm just so angry. And honestly, I don't even want to talk about the climax, like the very end of the book. It's just such a cliche end. Oh my god, I was just so I was like, what the hell is even this? Like, why did you bring the story till here? Like, you should have just stopped at that twist, and we didn't need to know anything more than that. Now that he has become like this celebrated author, now he will come up with more such scammy books and scammers all. Honestly, I'm so angry, and I feel so cheated that I will never read another book by this author, because you know, there are some books that are badly written, and I understand that. It's okay, it happened, maybe the next book will be good, but he cheated us with his first book, and I don't trust this author anymore. I'm just beyond angry, and I will never recommend this book to anyone. So you know what, I really don't need to say anything anymore. Obviously I feel the book is overhyped. Like, this book does not even deserve to get the basic hype, you know. Now as you can see that I'm completely drenched in sweat, and I think I need to stop now. So that was all for today's video. I really hope that you found this video valuable, and if you think that this video was good, then definitely consider subscribing and hit on the like button so I know that you like the video, and comment if there is anything you want to tell me, and I will see you in my next video. Until then, bye bye.